The biggest mistake employees make, allowing routine to replace professionalism, how bias, habit, and personal feelings can destroy service excellence, client rights, and organizational integrity, by Issa Haji. One of the greatest dangers in any workplace is not a lack of education. It is not a lack of resources. It is not even a lack of experience. The greatest danger occurs when employees become so comfortable with their daily routines that they begin making decisions based on habit, personal feelings, prejudice, favoritism, or workplace culture instead of professional standards, policies, and legal obligations. Over time, familiarity can become dangerous. Employees may stop seeing clients as individuals with rights. They may stop following procedures carefully. They may begin making decisions based on assumptions rather than facts. What starts as routine can eventually become negligence, and what begins as a small shortcut can become a serious violation of professional ethics, organizational policy, and even Canadian law. 1. When routine replaces professional judgment. In business management, professionalism requires employees to make decisions based on policies, evidence, and organizational standards. However, long-term exposure to the same environment can create complacency. Employees may begin saying, "I already know how this works. We've always done it this way. This client is always difficult. I don't need to follow every step." At that moment, professional judgment begins to weaken. The employee is no longer evaluating each situation fairly. Instead, they are operating on assumptions and habits. This creates a significant risk of error and unfair treatment. 2. The danger of favoritism. One of the most damaging workplace behaviors is favoritism. Favoritism occurs when employees treat certain individuals differently because of personal relationships, preferences, or emotional attachments. In professional environments, every client deserves equal treatment. Every employee deserves equal opportunity. Every decision should be based on objective criteria. When favoritism enters the workplace, trust decreases, morale declines, professional standards weaken, organizational credibility suffers. Strong organizations understand that fairness is not optional, it is essential. 3. Personal feelings must never become professional decisions. One of the most important principles in Canadian workplaces is impartiality. Employees are expected to separate personal emotions from professional responsibilities. A client may be difficult, frustrated, angry, demanding. However, personal dislike does not remove that person's rights. Professional employees understand that service must be based on policy, not emotion. The moment personal feelings begin influencing decisions, fairness begins to disappear. 4. The impact of jealousy and workplace bias. Jealousy is rarely discussed in management training, yet it can cause serious organizational damage. Employees may become jealous of co-workers who succeed, staff members who receive recognition, clients who appear successful, individuals who receive opportunities. When jealousy influences decision-making, opportunities become restricted. Talented individuals are discouraged. Workplace culture becomes toxic. Trust within the organization deteriorates. Effective leaders build people. Insecure leaders often compete with people. 5. The risk of ignoring policies and procedures. One of the most common mistakes in workplaces is believing that experience replaces compliance. Some employees begin to think, "I've worked here for years. I know what I'm doing. The rules are unnecessary." This mindset is dangerous. In Canada, policies and procedures exist to protect clients, protect employees, protect organizations, ensure consistency, reduce legal liability. Experience should strengthen compliance, not replace it. 6. Forgetting that clients have rights. In service industries, healthcare, social services, shelters, community programs, and customer service environments, clients possess rights that must be respected. These rights include the right to dignity, the right to respect, the right to confidentiality, the right to fair treatment, the right to equal access to services, the right to be heard. When employees become overly familiar with their roles, they sometimes forget that clients are not simply files, numbers, or daily tasks. They are human beings deserving professional care and respect. 7. Canadian human rights principles. Across Canada, workplaces are expected to operate according to human rights principles. Discrimination based on factors such as race, ethnic origin, religion, disability, age, sex, family status, marital status is prohibited in many workplace and service settings. Employees who make decisions based on personal prejudice, stereotypes, or emotional reactions may expose both themselves and their organizations to serious consequences. Professionalism requires fairness regardless of personal opinion. 8. The business cost of poor decision making. From a business management perspective, poor decisions carry significant costs. These costs include loss of client trust. Once trust is damaged, rebuilding it is difficult. Reputational damage. Negative experiences spread quickly. A damaged reputation can affect an entire organization. Legal and financial risk complaints, investigations, lawsuits, and settlements can be extremely costly. Reduced employee morale. When staff observe unfair treatment, motivation and engagement decline. Lower organizational performance. Unfair systems eventually produce poor outcomes. 9. What true professionalism looks like. Professionalism is not simply wearing a uniform or holding a job title. Professionalism means following policies consistently, treating people fairly, making objective decisions, respecting client rights, managing emotions responsibly, maintaining ethical standards, acting with integrity even when nobody is watching. The true professional does what is right, not what is convenient. Final lesson: great organizations are not defined by their buildings, budgets, or technology. They are defined by the quality of their decisions. The moment routine becomes more important than policy, professionalism begins to decline. The moment personal feelings become more important than fairness, justice begins to disappear. And the moment employees forget that clients have rights, organizational integrity begins to collapse. Remember, policies protect fairness, ethics protect dignity, professionalism protects trust, and trust is the foundation of every successful organization. Thank you for listening. This is Issa Haji. Until next time, continue learning, continue growing, and continue leading with integrity.
Fingers tap the cup, tap, tap on the rim. My knee keeps time like it knows the hymn. I smile.